Hello and welcome everybody to the first official race of the F1 International Racing League here. We're racing at the Circuit of the Americas today. We have a whopping 15 drivers showing up today, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's going to be a great start to the season. So we're racing in Austin, Texas today, as we're just watching Charles Leclerc come out of the pits there. So this is going to be an extremely difficult race, especially since it's the first of the season too. It's a very complex track here. So it's a 5.5 kilometer racetrack. It's an anti-clockwise circuit, and every sector, 1, 2 or 3, has so many extreme and difficult corners. They're going to be extremely challenging for drivers not to make mistakes on. It's going to be a very dynamic race. I expect lots of overtaking here simply because of how complex this track is. We're doing a 50% race here with an 18-minute qualifying. The qualifying is currently underway with just over 16 minutes to go. There will be, I think it's about 150 kilometers that will be driven throughout this 50% race. Race lap times probably starting at about a 1:42, slowly trickling down to 1:36 when they get rid of all of their fuel. The lap record was done by Charles Leclerc here last weekend actually. It was a 1:36.169 he did on those soft tyres towards the end of the race. It would be amazing if we saw some drivers getting close to that. Just got word from Max there that it's going to be a dry quali and a dry race, so there's not going to be much dynamic in this weather, but do not fear because this is a very difficult track, as I said, and it's going to be extremely interesting and entertaining to watch. We've got Lex on an outlap here. Thanks for letting me know, Lex. We'll switch to Lex now and let's see where he is. I think he's just preparing to come out of the pits right now. Like is on an outlap as well. So we'll ride on board with Sonic for now, and we'll just take you through. So the first corner uphill, extremely late braking because gravity's on your side here. You want to come through turn 1 and you want to get early on those upshifts so you don't get any kicks of oversteer and make your way through these very difficult S's here. So through turns 3, 4, 5. That's 5 there, and he's coming around 6 now. This long right-hander, you want to keep it nice and tucked in as you approach 7. Extremely difficult to get the braking point right there, and you just want to accelerate through here, but you can't because you don't really realise how tight this corner is, as we just passed a yellow flag incident there. Very bumpy when you come out of turn 9, as you approach turn 11. Hairpin, it looks extremely wide and very forgiving corner, but it's not. If you get on the power too early, expect yourself to go wide as we go uphill now. Towards, on the long straight towards turn 12. It's going to be downhill again as it's going downhill, and there's quite a lot of sun here as well, which is difficult to spot the braking point, but as we come over the hill it's okay. Little lock up there as it goes through turn 12 and approaches sector 3 roundabout now. Again, another difficult corner because you need to get that braking point right and make sure you do not accelerate too early, because all of these corners look so wide, but the actual turn-in angle is so acute that if you do get on that throttle early, it's going to punish you extremely difficultly. So this is a nice bit of the track here through turn 16, 17 and 18 with these nice obtruse right-handers as he comes up to the final turn 20 here. Touch that inside curb, and again another corner where you don't want to get on the throttle too early because it will push you wide. And Leica has just popped in a 1:33.8 on soft tyres. I reckon maybe around a low 1:32 is going to be the pole position time today. We'll have to wait and see for that. So Lex did say he was coming out. No, he's still in the pits. Let's see if we can get slow lap there. So we do have 20 drivers registered for our Season 2. Only 15 of them are racing today, however. But do expect to see more later on. Just going to jump to the official roster. So obviously we have 10 teams, 2 drivers per team, and we'll start off with Toro Rosso. We have Izzy Kush and Tammy racing for Toro Rosso there. For Mercedes we'd have Max and Legionary God. For Ferrari we have SF24 and Bob Jurunkel. McLaren we have Lex and GFO. Williams we have Jan the Man and S. Milano. For the Red Bull we've got Tom27 and Karsten21. For the Alfa Romeo Sauber we have Leica and Havoc. For the Haas we have Fifi and Do Not Juke, I don't know how to say it, Don't Juke. For the Renault we have Makarov and Mats, and finally for the Pink Panther Racing Point we have Sven and Sonic. So we're going to ride on board with Jan as looks like he might be on a hot lap here. Let's see how he takes his corner. Little lock up. So for the first time in Season 2, as we are differing from Season 1 here, is that we do have less assists available. And we had a very nice off-season. Check our videos to view our 2 special events in the off-season where we were trying to basically determine the level of assist that people could ride with. We had one race where we had absolutely 0 assists. That includes no racing line, no traction, no ABS, full damage, no pit assist, no reset track, absolutely nothing. The only thing you were allowed to do is change your view, so you could either ride a cockpit or telepod or chasing cam if anyone rides that in F1, I doubt it. And then for the second race of the off season we had minimal assists, so we had no ABS, but we had medium traction, racing line, corners only, and a few other medium assists there. Very bright here as you go into turn 20, you need to be very careful there. Yes, so for this season we're riding with absolutely no ABS. We've got medium traction. We've got the racing line in the corners only. Full damage, full tyre wear, and all that. And we also have manual transmission too. So there is an increase in difficulty. But I believe there's been a lot of practicing throughout the week. There was obviously a huge amounts of practice taking place during the off-season, and drivers are up to scratch right now as we've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. Let's see if we can find the culprit. Here we go. Looks like Simon's had an off, and Max is also off as well. Here. We've got Max on an outlap right now, so he needs to get those tyres warmed up as he comes through Sector 1 here. We'll stick with Max and then we'll watch his outlap. So we do have a very dynamic, interesting, exciting, amazing and awesome calendar for Season 2. We are starting off, so just to let you know, we are racing every weekend for the next 10 weekends, Saturdays at 7 PM GMT, so be sure to tune in there. The first race is of course Circuit of the Americas, then we're jumping all the way across the Atlantic, to make sure I get that right, to France, racing at Circuit Paul Ricard. Then we're again jumping all the way across Europe, all the way to Asia, and we're going to Suzuka International Racing Course in Japan, followed by the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. Then we're going to be riding over to Italy in Monza, 7th of December, jumping again all the way to Mexico. We're doing a lot of flying here on the 14th of December, and we're jumping back across the ocean to Britain, where we're riding at the very amazing Silverstone, followed by the Marina Bay circuit. Oh, it's going to be an interesting race that will be on the 28th of December. And then in the new year, we'll be riding in Australia at Melbourne Grand Prix circuit on the 4th of January, and our final race of the season will be in Baku in Azerbaijan on the 11th of January. Obviously, we're keeping the best races till last there. That's going to be an absolutely fantastic race. So, we are riding on board with Max as he comes through these first few S's here. Again, very difficult part of the track. And you want to keep it nice and tight through turn 6, and then hit that left-hander through turn 7 nice. Don't get early on the throttle and get your braking point right here as we go around turn 8, and then hit the curb at turn 9 and avoid the outside, because that is the place where you will lose your lap time if you get 4 wheels over the track. Nice and quick turn 10, and we want to brake just after the 100 as you go through turn 11. He's made that nice and wide and he's pulled over, so he's not on a hot lap right now. He is going to let someone go. Lex is on an out lap. He's just coming up to sector 3 here as he goes round the sharp left-hander at 12. The only positive thing about that turn 12 is that it is on camber, so it will help you turn in a little bit, but if you go too wide it does dip down to the right slightly and comes off camber, so many difficult points on this track that are going to be super interesting to watch throughout this race. We do only have 7 minutes left, and Leica is still in first place with his 1:33.8. Jan is following him with just 100th of a second down the line there. Very close. They're both on outlaps now. Lex is starting his hot lap now, so we'll stay on board with Lex, then we'll jump to Leica and Jan towards the end of their laps to see how they're doing. So let's see how Lex does there. He's in 7th gear, he gets it, manages to get it up to 8th. Yep, he does change, and he brakes just at the pit, actually locks up the front left there. He's a little bit wide into turn 1, and he goes off the track in turn 1, but he might have lost time there, so expect his lap to still be valid for now. So as he's coming through these S's there, that's 4, that's 5, and that's 6 here as he's coming round. And then he hits 7 nice. It's a very good line he's taking there, and he's a little bit slow as he comes through here, and he wants to hit the curb there, and he's kept it in. He could have got on the throttle a little bit early there as he went through 9, but it's okay for now. Now he's going downhill, getting a bit of slipstream from his teammate, Captain there. That's GFO Leclerc 16 GR, not sure what that means, but he's going to get a huge slipstream here, so this might be a bit of teamwork at play here. Let's see how he does. He's got that DRS wide open, he is getting the slipstream, and his teammate is allowing him to pass, so clever work from McLaren there. As he starts to approach the downhill, brakes just after the 100. He's locked both front wheels there, and he's gone a little bit off racing line there. He needs to turn in as late as possible there, but he is still doing okay. Little lock up on the front right as he goes through 13 and then 14. There. He wants to hit this corner perfectly. That's a very good corner. Oof, a little kick of oversteer there. And now he comes through these long right-handers through 16, through 17, and through 18 there. Let's see if he gets the braking point nice for 9. He does get it well for turn 19, and let's see how he does on the final corner. A little bit of a tiny lock up there, and he's going through, and he crosses the line with a 1:37.6, so that's put him into 8th place for now. Let's jump to Leica, who's came into the pits, so Jan might be on his hot lap. Let's see how he's doing here as he comes through the complex sector 2 zone there. Here he is approaching turn 16, 17, and finally 18, taking that nice and wide perfectly on the throttle there as well. He didn't have to lift at all, so he got that racing line nailed. He takes that corner very well, turn 19 there, and he's coming into the pits. So not sure what happened with Leica and Jan there. Is it Kush the man to look out for, who won last season? Is on a the final race last season is on a 1:34.4 on the medium tyres, and Max has actually done a lap on the hard tyres right now. So Max is usually the guy that goes for the overcut here, starting on the harder compound tyres, and he's currently done it on the hard, so not just the medium but the hard as well. But Izzy, as we're watching here, is now on the soft tyres as he comes through turn 8 there, and then hits turn 9 quite well. Slight turn 10 there, and let's see his braking point for 11, about 75 meters there. He doesn't get any lockups. Remember, he's got no ABS on, so he is managing those brakes very well at the minute as he climbs uphill to approach turn 12 in this very bright sunlit track right now. He's got that DRS wide open. Havoc has moved out of the way because he is on his fast lap. Let's see where he brakes here. That Toro Rosso does look extremely blue. It's going to be a lot of visibility problems there as Lex moves out of the way as well as he comes through turn 13. Gets the racing line nice there as he hits 14. A little bit of a correction there to correct some understeer that he had, and he gets the racing line quite well again through turn 15. Let's watch him goes through 16 there, 17 keeping nice and close. I'm not sure if he's on a hot lap right now. I'm not sure if it's just the way that the Toro Rosso sounds, but it doesn't sound like he's on a fast lap right now. And he's not. No, he's coming into the pits again. So Mats has done a whopping 32.9 to push Leica out of first place there on those soft tyres again. Expect people to start coming out now to do their final laps. Let's see what's going on with that. Let's just check the Discord notification channel. No updates as of yet, so let's just keep an eye on the pit lane to see what's going on. So Tammy is on an outlap right now. Sven is on an outlap, and the second driver for McLaren, is also on the outlap as well. Let's jump to Tammy. Let's see where he is. So he's just going through 12 there. Who else is on the outlap? Sven is on his outlap. Where is he? Also just gone through 12, and GFO is on his outlap here. Right, so Captain is on his outlap here, riding for the McLaren with Lex. He's on his hot lap now, so let's see how he does. So, braking point just before the 50, braking uphill nice and late, takes a very nice... Oof, he looks like he's cut the corner there, and he's got a huge kick of oversteer, and he's definitely lost his front wing as well. Bit messy, he needs to be careful when he's coming back onto the track there, as to avoid Fifi. So he did avoid Fifi quite well there, but is anyone behind him? No. So that was a big mistake going into turn 1 for him there. He cut the corner too much and it just jolted his car, so he is going to have to race round now. We have... he needs to get those tyres back up to temperature. They're probably overheated quite a lot right now, and he has been off track, so he needs to clean them as well. Fifi has just retired, so let's see if we can pass Fifi. It must have happened somewhere around here. It must have happened previously, so he has retired. That's a shame. But we have Laiki, Jan and T Kush on their outlaps right now. So GFO has yet to set a lap, but if he does set a lap, he will not be last because Fifi has DNF'd without actually setting a lap time. So he's staying out and warming up these tyres. He's not got time to pit again, so he's going to have to keep these tyres intact. He needs to be careful not to lock them up. Let's jump to the top 5 for a second, and we will see how they are performing. So let's see, he's coming through to the first sector here. That's a turn 12 there. 13, 12. So we'll stay on board with Leica as he lets someone pass there. I'm not sure what he's doing here. He's taking the off track. There goes T Kush. Oh, it looks like is he harvesting some slipstream here? Is he playing the smart game? Let's wait and see. So the top 5 have yet to start their hot laps, but as soon as someone does, we will jump to them immediately. Lex is still in the pit, so it doesn't look like he's coming back out. Everyone else is out on the track. It's again very, very bright here into turn 20. And okay, so T has started his hot lap, so let's stay on board with him and see how he does. He is obviously the favourite to take this qualifying. Let's see how he does. There is a yellow flag in sector 1 and sector 2 right now, so someone has come off, but let's watch him as he goes through turn 3 there. So that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, and then he's going to hug 6. Very nice there, and he's got the braking point nailed for turn 7. He goes through that extremely fast actually as he goes through 8 here. And can he hit the apex at 9 correctly? Yes, he can. He doesn't go too wide, and he's immediately on the throttle as he takes that nice easy turn 10. And let's check his braking point for 11. Again, it's about 65-70 meters there. He takes the inside curve very nicely. His car turns around for him perfectly because he was jolted a little bit by the inside. He has to go a little bit off track there as he passes someone. I'm not sure if that was a McLaren or not. I can't see because it is extremely bright here. But let's see how he brakes into turn 12. Oof, just before the 50 there. That's about 55 meters. A little lock up on the front left there. Takes that corner quite well. And let's see how he goes through 13. A little lock up on the front right there, so his tyres are not as comfortable as you probably would want them to be right now, but he has taken a pretty good line there into 15. This is going to be one of the contenders. So the captain there has set a 1:32.7, so he is currently in provisional pole, and he has bested Matt's on a 1:32.9. Let's see how T does as he comes through the final corner, turn 20 there. He was on a 1:34.4, and he's now gone fastest on a 1:32.3. Let's switch to Leica, who's also on a hot lap, and he finishes a 1:33.8, so he doesn't manage to improve on his time. And we have Jan here going very wide. Wow, let's see how he does as he just goes through turn 19 there. He sticks wide. It looks like nope, it looks like he went too wide there, and he probably had his lap time deleted there. And who's still out on track? Havoc is still out on track as he crosses the line. Doesn't manage to improve on his time, and that is everyone done. So in first place we have T Kush. Second we have Captain, that's GFO. In third we have Mats. Fourth Leica, and fifth we have Jan. So T, the favourite, did take it, but we had a very surprising lap from the McLaren there, Captain, with the 1:32.7. It's going to be a very interesting race. He is a very dynamic driver, and he's not going to give up turn 1 easily, so let's stick around and see what happens for that. The race will begin shortly. It's going to be a dry race. It's going to be 50%. I think there's going to be, let's see, 56, 20. There's going to be 28 laps at about 154 kilometers. 5.5 kilometers a lap. Very interesting start to the season. So the only two drivers starting not on the softs is Max, who's in 9th place on the hards, but again, he is going to be able to go very long. He's going to have to pull a Lewis Hamilton here and go extremely long on those hards. I'm not sure how many stops there are going to be in this race, but the only other driver not starting the softs is Sonic on the mediums. I'm not sure how the medium and the softs compare, but that's going to be interesting.